Hey BookTube, we're back with the rest of the library sale haul. This was a clearance sale. Everything was 50 cents or less, as I did in the previous video. First couple days, everything is 50 cents, and they're clearing out everything that had not sold in previous sales. And then on the last day, you buy 6 or more books or whatever, and they give you can just fill up a brown shopping bag, a large brown shopping bag. You can fill it till it's just about to burst for $3. That's pretty amazing. It's sad to me to have to leave some stuff behind. There was still some good finds. They had a good turnout and a good sale, but I hate that I hate that so much will be tossed out, but you can't save it all. Next up, we have Bob Woodward's Shadow. I haven't seen this one around in a long time. We have the volume. I've read a number of Bob Woodward's books in the last year, mainly on Trump. Definitely have issue with him withholding information about the dangers of the coronavirus. But speaking on him as a journalist and writer, I think he's very good. Definitely worth checking out to me. Next up, we have some Star Trek. We got the early years. I like this era of cover art for the books there. Vulcan's Forge, focusing on Spock. And speaking of Spock, we have Leonard Nimoy's I Am Spock. Always liked Nimoy. Used to watch I'm drawing a blank on the name. That mystery show that he did in the I believe it was in the late 70s, 80s. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Next up we have Penguin's Classics Tacitus, the Histories. We don't get a lot of Penguin Classics at the library sales, and when we do, they're pretty banged up. That one's in decent shape. Next we have Alistair MacLean's Death Train. Sounds pretty heavy there. I see a ton of MacLean's books. This one was a really nice shape, so I thought I'd pick it up. Next, Scarlet Pimpernel. Very familiar with the title. Lots of movie adaptations and such, but I've never read the book. And I've never owned a book by a Baroness before, so that's pretty cool. The Missile Crisis. What is this? Eli Abel. This one goes back. It's amazing. It's yellowed quite a bit. Last printing on this is 1968. So amazing to me that some of these hold on so long, and I get some newer books and they're falling apart. This is a Crash Course History in Russia, which I wish I had read before I was reading Sergei Plokhy's Russo-Ukrainian War, and he gets into a lot of Russian-Ukrainian history in that, and I just realized that, one, how interesting it all is, and two, how much I don't know. So this is a quick crash course. This was a withdrawn library book from a different library, and I like that it's got this, the old style punch-out card, I used to stamp the dates on that. Next, we have Walt Whitman's America, a cultural biography. This is a nice looking volume here. Seems to be well regarded. Hopefully it's good. Very heavy. One of the heavier books I bought. Speaking of heavy, Hitler's U-Boat War. This is a very dense book. Around 800 pages. It's probably something David Murphy has read or has in his to read pile. This is by Clay Blair. I am not at all familiar with Clay Blair. I hope Clay is a good writer, because this is a lot to take in. this will be something I'll read much further down the line. I'm just getting myself acquainted with a lot of World War II history, so I don't know that I need to get into something as specific as this and as dense. Look at that writing, goodness. Speaking of military, we have Target Berlin. This book focuses on looks like it focuses on a single mission in March 1944. Just flipping through it, we have a fair amount of pictures in here, maps. This looks like some very detailed, dense information, like stuff like I need to know about that day and what happened. I'm not sure how much this one is for me, but I do think aerial warfare is one of the most insane things we've ever done as humans. I mean, that is just wild. Next, Virus Hunter it's a really tacky cover art. This probably came on the heels of the Hot Zone, which had similarly techie artwork. But flipping through it, it looks like an interesting read. So I had read a book by Dan Werb, The Invisible Siege on the Coronavirus. He wrote one of the earlier books on it. I thought that was quite good. He gave a good history of viral research. So yeah, kind of spiked the interest there. Next, we have a surprising Penguin classic again. We have Egil Saga. And on the back here we have demon, killer, and drunkard, poet, lawyer, and farmer. Egil is the most individual and paradoxical character to emerge from Icelandic sagas. I was like, sold. Don't I want to have such a billing? Next, we have Andrew Jackson by H.W. Brands. Dense trade paperback. This one was actually read, but not damaged, so that's nice. Like I said, I've been interested in reading more about our U.S. history and presidents. And here we have a popular book I've seen around, different variations over the years. I'm almost positive I've heard Steve Donahue, speak positively on this. If I'm incorrect, I'm sorry there. But yeah, some medieval history here. Hopefully it's good. This is I'll skip to that one for a minute. Next we have John Keegan's The Face of Battle. This was another Penguin edition. I thought that was pretty cool. Here he covers 3 different battles, and I guess gives it his take on it. It's pretty interesting to me. I've heard good things about Keegan. Next we have a history on Sam Bass. And Bass was a bank robber. And I get the impression that things didn't end so well for him. And inside we got this nice little fold-out map. This edition, the first copyright here shows to be in the 30s. This edition was printed in 68. It's amazing how well it's held up. And in the back we got a special. This is Mr. Bass here. And this is a postcard from a little shop in El Paso. It's pretty cool when you find stuff like this in books. And I guess we'll do these real fast. We have A Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. I could be mangling that name. My apologies. This is the author of the Gulag Archipelago. It's a pretty slim volume, but that was a definite pickup. 2 by Michener, 90s editions. Amazingly, this one here, Mexico, I always love this orange, is actually a first printing, or a first paperback printing. Not that big on, it's got to be first or anything like that, but I'm always amazed that a first printing from the 90s could be in near new condition. That's pretty wild. Michener, going through some of Steve Donahue's older videos, he was speaking on Michener, and he kind of rekindled my interest in him. I read Michener quite a bit when when I was younger in the 90s. But yeah, when you move a lot, you don't always want to haul those giant missionary books with you. And I think that's about it, except for this one. I gotta running out of time here real quick. This is a Reader's Digest World War II history book. This is basically done in text form, like a school book text format, but lots of pictures in here, maps, history from, you got writings from, this is by Douglas MacArthur right here. You have a lot going on here. There's even some disturbing quotes in here from Hitler's Mein Kampf, speaking on strength and weaknesses and how it's better to be a janitor in the U.S. versus I'm not sorry, janitor in the U.S. Janitor in the Reich versus being the president of some S-hole country. Basically was the gist of it. So I'm sure you can make some comparisons there. I'm sorry, it's a pretty heavy book. There's some startling images in here. It doesn't focus, it doesn't necessarily focus on the violence and stuff, but there are a few shots where it's like, whoa, that's heavy. So for me, for 50 cents, this might be my favorite find. Just flipping through it was just jaw-dropping. Reader's Digest at times did really good stuff. I have including their if you're into classical music or just different musical styles in general, some of those box sets are great. Really nice pressings too, very clean. A lot of people often didn't even play them, so you get like a Chopin set, and it spans a number of years. The quality is almost always top notch, and even if one recording isn't that great or whatever, you more than get your buck or two's worth for it. So yeah, don't be snobby on the Reader's Digest. They did good work. It's not all the abridged versions and whatnot. So thanks for listening.